Hi there, you got some more from Zoe. It's KZ from Cape Town. How you doing? How you doing? Today we're going to have a look at this. And this is the Veego from the company called Nevoks. And yeah, this is the second time they actually reached out to me to, I think the first one was the Edjo, which they actually asked me to review. And I'm going to have a look at this guy. And this is what it actually looks like. And I've been using it. It's got more than 400 puffs on the counter already, just to make sure that they claim that this guy doesn't leak, whether it does not leak, and whether the coils really last as long as we would like them to last. So yeah, so besides this guy, what I'm currently obviously still vaping on is my Dainy with a Aromomizer 1.5 light on top of it. For some nice tight draw action. Torrent Beast on top of the Aegis Legend. And then we've got this little guy, which I will be looking at next. This is the Pasito 2, the second one. And the Chroma R Precision on top of that. Nice tightness over there. And then this little guy. So I just want to thank my patrons. It's because of your contribution I could actually get this little guy. And I got it for myself. But there's so many reviews out on this that I don't deem it necessary to do a review. But if you want me to, I will do that. But I can really tell you I bought this because I knew it's going to be a great mod, and it is. Don't much have a love for this tank though. Don't enjoy this tank. I like the bit of innovation regarding how you remove it, but the flavor production, nah. Anywho, and last but not least, my Vaporesso, the SE edition PM80. So any case, so yeah, let's have a look at the Veego from Nevoks. Right, so here's the box in which you're going to receive it though. The color of the mod which you will be getting, there it is. And then it also does indicate the different other color configurations which you do have. Just Nevoks, there's some primary features regarding this guy which makes it special, hopefully stand out of the rest. What is going to be inside the package, scratchy and sniffy, authenticity barcode, bit of their social platforms, then some warnings at the bottom, and their physical address. That's that. You just shake it up a bit though, just to get it out. Then you're going to get a manual that's going to tell you everything you need to know about this. Very simple little device, but in any case, goes through that. Additionally, you will get this little guy with a dust cap. It's going to come like so. But anywho, so you've got this little nice, and it actually fits on very snuggy. So you've got no problem with that little guy. And inside this little box, you will be getting 2 coils. And I will show you up close what these coils look like, because they have sent me 2 extra ones which I've opened for you. And then you get this Type-C to USB charging cable. And this is what the complete setup looks like with the pot cartridge on top of it, including the battery component. But before we actually go over the whole system, let's just quickly look at the pot cartridge. You have got an easy way. Obviously this guy's just press fitted. Now I've got juice inside here already there, but you just pull this out and you are going to push that in again. As you can see, you've got a rotating ring over here which is going to adjust the airflow, and you've got airflow intakes on both sides like that. And if you want to totally close it off, obviously, or minimize it, you just make sure that there are no holes that are actually showing. You also do have clear magnets on those sides, both those ends, and on the inside on either side, which is actually going to secure this little guy. He's not going to go anywhere. There's no rattle with this guy. Magnets are nice and strong. Takes a total capacity of 4.5 milliliters. Then you'll see you've got this little rubberized strip over here. This is going to be a full section. You just put your little nail on the one side, and you're just going to tilt it open like so, and there's going to be your full hole to put in your 4.5 milliliters of goodness on this little guy. The coils it uses is what they call SPL11 coils. Lord knows what that means. And the 2 coils look like this. So as you can see there's a SPL11 mesh little coil. This one is 0.6 ohms, recommended for 15 to 25 watts. And then you get this little monkey nut SP11 mesh. It's a 1.0 ohm coil, and it is recommended for below 15 watts of vaping. And there you will see the small little holes for the air intakes on these coils on both sides. Besides these 2 small little coils, they're also bringing out an RBA for you, and I'll post a picture of that And that's going to be them apples once you can use that in this little device. And lastly, I can just show you what the opening looks like through which you're actually going to draw your air. And that's that regarding this. So if we look at this guy, it's totally constructed out of zinc alloy. There's obviously a plastic at the top of here. But yeah, and they do come in a variety of colors. I'll put some pictures up there so you can actually see. But all of them do have got this lovely design at the back, which I just think looks great. And there you'll see Veego over that and Nevoks on the front. But yeah, very nice cutouts as what you can see over there. There you've got your up and down button. Now what I do like about this is if you actually press over there, you can actually see I've got the 0.6 ohm coil in it. And you can actually adjust the wattage all the way from 5 down all the way to 30. This being a 30 watt device, that's going to be the maximum, and it does round robin. How cute ain't that? There's a small little M there. And if you press this fire button 3 times, that little M is going to disappear. 1, 2, 3. And it's gone. You can use draw activation, or you can use the fire button. But when you press it again, 1, 2, 3, and the little M appears, which means manual, you can only use the fire button. So yeah, that is what's nice. You can actually disable the auto draw function if you want and just be able to use the fire button. But otherwise you will see you've got your resistance on there, you've actually got your time of your pull on there, you've got your puff counter, which mine is 515 at the moment, and the amount of volts with each fire. And there you've got a vent at the bottom. And that's that regarding this guy. Very, very nice and simple. The height of this is a total of 99 millimeters, 30 millimeters across, 18 millimeters wide. You'll see your type C USB charging, and they do indicate 5 volts 2 amps, and it's going to take you about 40 minutes from totally flat till fully charged. Adjustment on the wattage is very, very quick. And what I also like about this, let's say for instance I was vaping this cartridge with a 0.6 ohm coil. If you take this out and put in the 1 ohm coil like so, then you'll see automatically it's going to give you a maximum of 15 watts, and you cannot go higher than that 15 watts. It keeps on round robining. So basically it's a very nice feature inside to protect the coil from not getting damaged. So yeah, that is actually a nice little feature with this, which this guy does have. So straight off the bat, I'm going to tell you this has got very nice flavor. 4 little pot system. I just feel sorry for the companies bringing out all these pot systems, because the market is so saturated with these little things. But fortunately, this guy does have a very nice quality feel to it. It is very nice on the eye. It is a beautiful little device. And as I said, it does have got very good flavor. And I've been using this, as you see, 512 puffs already, 515. And it hasn't lost its flavor yet. It's got airflow, which not a lot of them do have. And you can fully adjust it. And it's got airflow from both sides. That's also a bonus. Adjustment of the wattage is extremely quick. The auto activation or the draw activation works great. The firing works absolutely great. So let's just quickly, it's currently just on the manual mode. 23.5 watts. Now there's the 0.6 ohm coil which I've got in here. So let's push it up all the way to 30 and do that as well. Firing button, still manual. Okay, and that is airflow open. So if I turn the airflow so it's totally closed, totally, so you do not see any holes along there, totally closed. And that's actually closest to the nicest draw, which I prefer on a device like this. But otherwise, the airflow is going to be wide open. You can get a direct lung with this guy. But they do advertise it as a direct lung or a MTL device. Just quickly activate the draw activation. 1, 2, 3. Fingers away from the fire button. Very nice cloud production, and as I said, it's got very nice flavor. It has very nice flavor. Okay, now the 1 ohm coil, which is going to automatically push it down to 15 watts, as I said, which is probably a nice feature. And there you can see 15 watts draw activation. automatically going to get a nice tighter draw because it is smaller. The flavor's still good. The flavor's still good. So yeah, you are going to get at best a loosish MTL on this. It does not give you that very tight MTL draw. And if I understand the MTL draw, then it's a draw which you're going to get from a cigarette. That type of draw. It's going to be a true MTL draw. Airflow wide open at its most. You can go direct lung with this. All right. It's not the most loosest direct lung, but it's a comfortable direct lung. Absolutely. So yeah, what are my negatives on this? In the week that I've actually been using this, what I've noticed is that if you look at the pod, this bottom cartridge coming out there, you can even see it. I don't even have to zoom in. It protrudes more than the sides actually do. And what happens though, even though your cartridge fits in securely, this guy can wobble. What I've also found is I have found a bit of leakage on both my cartridges. Not a lot, but it's definitely not leak proof as what they actually say. And the third negative which I can say is it's going to have a lot of airflow. As I understand, most people who actually buy this are looking for something with a tighter draw. And because this guy's going to give you a lot of air, you're not going to get that, except if you close down your airflow all the way. So besides that, the occasional little leaking coming through, this little wiggly part, not that it's going to affect you when you're vaping, but I just have to point this out. It does wiggle to the side, and the fact that it's got such a lot of airflow, but you can close that down. But the problem with that is if you design a device with a lot of airflow, that's where you're going to get the best flavor. So turning down that is going to bring down the flavor slightly though. So just bear that in mind. But besides that, I love the look of this little guy. I love the feel of this. It does feel like quality. 4.5 ml of juice is going to last you a nice long time. Wholly sufficient. Button works great. Draw activation actually works very nice. It's probably one of the best draw activation devices which I have tested. Where this guy stands out is its flavor. These little coils produce great flavor for the size. Absolutely. It's easy to put in the coils, removing the coils, no problem. No rattle on this little thing. This guy stays in securely, so this little rattle thing is not going to affect you at all. The airflow adjusts fairly easily. There is some tightness to it though, but it does adjust. But that's a bonus. The fact that you have got two airflow intakes from either sides, that I like. I like that. The screen is nice and clear. Quick charging though, and you have got your buttons which actually feel very nice and very effective. And then the other feature as well, if you're using the 1 ohm coil and you put that in, it's immediately going to take you to a maximum of 15 watts. Whereas you use the 0.6, you've got that option of all the way to 230 watts. So I think that's a great feature. And then with a chip on the inside, I think it's an NX chip which is inside if I'm not mistaken. And that NX chip obviously has got all the standard protections as well, which you need. So they have given you the 3 cons, but all the rest are found to be pros. And that is a lot more pro features than it is con features. So it's all up to you whether you're going to be interested in actually getting this look. And the other thing is, as I said, you can also switch off the auto draw if you don't like that and only go with a manual button. And while you're charging, Type C, the draw activation doesn't work, but the firing button still works. So thank you very much, Nevoks, for sending this along. I can see people actually purchasing this because of the quality, the look of this device, the nice flavor of the device. Very minimal leaking on this, but it might happen to you though. It did happen to me though. This little guy going side to side, not much big of an issue though. I'm telling you, it's got a lot of airflow, but you can see by the cloud production, airflow wide open, and you can see, you can see off the side. I mean, if you look at that amount of vapor being produced by a small little 30-watt device with coils this size, then you must know the amount of airflow which you're going to get. But the bonus is you're getting the flavor, for sure. So thank you very much, Nevoks, for sending this along. This is Kaiser signing over and out. Cheers.